On almost every single SAT for the past 5 years, there's been a problem asking about the equation of a circle in the XY plane. So more than half the time, they give you the circle in its standard form, which is x minus h squared plus y minus k squared is equal to r squared. In here, the center of the circle is h comma k, and the radius is r. The problem is they've also been asking problems like this where it's not written in standard form. A lot of people get confused and they'll say, oh, h is 16 and k is 4. That's not actually the case. What we need to do here is complete the square. So let's review how to complete the square with this problem. The first thing I like to do is to group my x's and leave a nice blank space there. And then I'm going to group my y's and leave a nice blank space. And this constant over here, I'm going to move it to the other side. All right, so how do I complete the square? Well, to figure out what makes this a perfect square, we take half of negative 16 and then square it. So half of negative 16 is negative 8. Negative 8 squared is 64. Now, don't forget, if you add something to the left, you have to add it to the right. And then with the y values, we're going to take half of negative 4 and square it. So half of negative 4 is negative 2. Negative 2 squared is 4. Now let's take a look at what happens. How can you factor this? Well, looking for two numbers that multiply to 64 and add to negative 16, you get x minus 8 squared, which is perfect because it's in the form that we want. That's why we're completing the square. We're making this a perfect square. Then y minus 2 squared. Now on the right, you have to add everything up. So we have negative 32 plus 64 plus 4, which is 36. So this problem is actually only asking you for the radius. The radius is not 36, it's the square root of 36, which is 6. But let's just quickly review. The center of the circle would be at 8, 2, and the radius is 6.